Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 70 of the TTD podcast. I'm Messina.
I'm Barteran.
I'm LJ.
I'm Venom.
I'm Ian.
And, yeah, how's life and such, guys?
I'm depressed.
Why are you depressed?
Because it
he
took
has nothing to
so
live for.
long to do this thing.
Yep.
Welcome
No,
to
it
the
didn't.
old days.
No, it didn't. Calm yourself.
Compared to, like, last week where we delayed an entire day, an hour and 45 minutes isn't bad.
That's
When
really an hour and 45 minutes?
Not
What?
since we've
When
been
you
in call,
delay
but since
TTV
the
by
schedule.
2 hours, that's when it's bad.
It hasn't. We haven't been in call that long. However,
No,
we're supposed to start at 8.
No,
I'm talking about.
remember that
That's when
happened
you know
once?
shit
Yes, I
got
Long
that
time
happened
ago.
once,
Yeah.
and it's about to happen again because we're very close to 2 hours.
Yeah, I know. Whose fault is that? Mine.
Yes.
Everything's your
Technically.
fault.
Technically, first my internet went out, and then Var said, "Give me like half an hour," and then my internet came back like half an hour later. Kahi was supposed to be here, but he is not.
Oh my god, shut up.
Kahi was supposed to be here, but he's not, and that's his fault. What else has been happening? How's everyone's week been? Since
Better
week
without
3
TTV.
coverage
A
extraordinaire.
lot of work.
Yeah,
Of
what
work.
Ian said. It's just a lot of work.
Yep.
LJ, you're working on.
No, I meant with the job and all. Not.
LJ, you've been working quite hard on the recap reviews.
Yeah, I've been working on the recap reviews. I've been working in real life regarding
You've
irrigating
been working real life.
fields. And I've been working on comic. I've been pretty much working on anything you can imagine, and I demand a higher paycheck.
Well,
Man,
you know
I've had 3 lazy weeks of summer, and that's gonna be put to an end as of this week because I
Wow.
started getting back to my part-time job. I started working on my friend's computer. I finally did eBay. And what else did I do? I did some other stuff that mattered.
I wish I had a job.
It's
kinda
fun
have
to
a
I'm
make
so
job.
glad I have a job.
I work irrigating the field right next to us, and me and my younger brother, who we both irrigate the field. We get paid $100 and split it.
I wish I didn't have to have experience to get experience. Sigh.
Yep.
You can lift.
The life of a young adult.
Well, you know what? You don't have to have experience to get experience in Halo 4. But
You know, Meso.
get it?
Mess, are you some kind of idiot or something?
You just have to have Doritos
Just-
and Mountain
Wow, just wow.
Dew. Just gotta have those Doritos.
Sorry, I'm
man,
more of a
I've been-
lays kind of person.
TTV is brought to you by Doritos.
Yes.
I've been working
Brought
real
to you by
hard.
Doritos.
Working.
They're fresh and tasty.
Hey, don't forget
just
the
like
Mountain
us.
Dew.
Well, I've been working real hard, irrigating.
Irrigating
wish
that
it was
Mountain
a little
Dew?
bit easier. I've been working hard too with
Bunch it down on those
Doritos.
chips.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Doritos.
Yeah.
And Mountain Dew.
Yeah, and Mountain
Take a crunch
Dew.
out of your life.
Speaking of Mountain Dew, okay,
Get your TTV experience points.
if you can believe it, there's probably going to be a
Make
picture
bank.
on the screen talking about this, but Mountain Dew and Doritos have joined forces to promote the Xbox One.
No.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Old
Hey.
news.
If you buy Doritos, we might actually release BioCrap.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone go buy Doritos right now.
If you slurp up a Mountain Dew, I'll come over and shake your hand.
That's a little weird.
Yeah, do not
If
do
you drink
that.
Mountain Dew today, I'll yodel for you.
Oh, do you remember that one time you tried to get Kahi to yodel on TTV?
I remember.
Wait,
he
what?
never
This happened?
did.
When did that happen?
This happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried. I had a bet with Kahi, and we had this bet that our listeners would rate one of our comic series over the other. Like they'd say mine was better than his, or vice versa. And we said, if my comic series was rated higher than his based on the viewers who listen, then he'd have to yodel on TTV. And no one commented on that episode about our comics, so he didn't yodel. And he said even if I had won the bet, he wouldn't yodel.
Well,
Oh my god, this picture's
It'd be-
so terrible.
it'd definitely be interesting to hear an Asian yodel.
It would be.
Yodeling!
Look at that.
Oh,
I'm about to
we're
start
offending
yodeling.
millions now.
Will
And I
Yodel
thought
for,
I was the offensive one. No.
Will Yodel for Doritos.
Yodel for Doritos.
Look at that picture, those delicious looking Doritos with such stylish packaging.
Jesus. That is wow.
It really is wow.
Yeah, I gotta love
That's
marketing.
not wow, there's no blizzard.
Ha, funny guy.
Doritos, tastier during blizzards.
Well, let's
Taste
see.
the Warcraft.
Let's see what else we have. On a semi-related
TTV is brought
note,
to you by Warcraft.
on a semi-related note, we've got big news. In the last couple days, in what is being dubbed by the community as the Xbox 180, Microsoft has
yeah.
completely flipped their positioning on DRM and used game restrictions. They've axed it all.
Yeah.
That means no 24-hour check-ins. That means no participating retailers for used games and fees and all this stupid stuff that you were going to have to do. Basically, all that's left is, because this was probably a software thing they could change without actually affecting the design of the console, it's going to be shipped as intended, and then you download a day one patch, which will obviously will require you to be connected to the internet, and then when you do that, the console's basically changed and those checks are no longer in place. That's what they've said about the issue. They're referring to it as the one time the internet's mandatory, and that's when you're starting the thing up.
So, Microsoft, thank you for dodging the bullet there.
I completely know what happened,
But-
though, and while obviously this is a good thing and it shows that, you know, positive changes can happen if everybody speaks their mind on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
If you
What-
hear enough.
What it also
Complaining,
shows
yeah.
to me, I don't exactly view this, while I am very appreciative of them doing it, because there's a level of common sense that goes into this, I see it as Microsoft simply saying, well, we got trashed at E3 completely, and pre-orders for the PlayStation 4 are likely far higher than the Xbox One.
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
If you go on Amazon right now, the PS4 launch day pre-order is completely sold out, and the normal PS4 pre-order that's not, launch day is almost sold out as well. Xbox One launch day, not even close to being sold out.
Wow, well, see, there you go.
Those stupid losers.
It's funny because when they came out announcing the removal of DRM and everything, they said, we care about the gamers, so we're going to do something for the gamers. Apparently that's what it said, because I actually read it as, we care about your money, so we're going to do something for your money.
What probably happened, E3 was a disaster, and that guy that did all those interviews, Don Matrick, and he made all those comments about how, I got written to by someone that's on a nuclear sub, asking how is he gonna play the Xbox. Well, I don't exactly know what a nuclear sub is, but for those people that don't have internet, there's a product for you, and it's called the Xbox 360.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he essentially said that. Yeah.
Hey, no, that's not essentially, that's what he said.
That guy probably
That isn't
came
word
back
by
to the
word what he said,
Microsoft
but yeah.
office. Well, the nuclear
He
sub
said,
part was
well,
almost
I
a
can't
direct
imagine
quote.
what it's like being in a nuclear sub. But
Yeah.
yeah, some other
Paraphrase.
stuff like that.
And what probably happened to that guy? He probably came back to the Microsoft office, and everyone was giving him stares, like death glares, because of the VR.
Rick, you did it again!
What did you do?
Because as if the situation wasn't already bad enough, the last thing they
Some
probably
guy-
needed was him
Some
doing
guy next to him
interviews.
was like, what the hell is this nuclear nuclear submarine.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
The coffee
So-
room was not a happy place to be for him.
I don't understand how he cannot know what a nuclear sub is. Doesn't he have that, oh so reliable search engine, Bing?
Hasn't
Yeah,
he heard
Bing.
of the Russians?
Why didn't you Bing it?
Yeah,
Bing
Bing it
nuclear
with
sub.
Connect,
Yeah, why
Xbox,
didn't you
Bing, nuclear sub.
Xbox.
Did they attempt to use Bing to search in how to make a good console? And maybe that's why the Xbox One turned out so dumb in the first place?
Probably.
It's Bing.
He went back. He went back to
Unfortunately,
HQ
the guy
after
was having a
saying that.
conversation with someone else. He was like, well, I'm not sure what everyone's getting up about. They're telling me to search for this thing, but what should I search it in? As if there's some kind of engine that could propel me on a worldwide web of sorts.
Let's use
What
Internet
is this World Wide
Explorer.
Web?
No.
Anyway.
No, I
What the
can
hell's
see.
a .com?
I can see what happened. He went back to HQ.
I can't imagine what it's like living on a .com.
He went back to HQ and he was like, Xbox, Bing. Xbox, nuclear submarine.
What is
Xbox,
that,
why are you
restaurant?
malfunctioning?
Yeah.
Xbox, why do you have documented recorded video of me?
Xbox, what do you mean you can't do that, Dave?
Wow.
I'm sorry, Dave. I didn't mean it.
Wow. Well, anyway.
Daisy,
What probably happened, there was such a cloud of
Daisy.
negativity, even more so than they had presumed would happen. And so they said, well, this just has to happen or else we're done. However, the flip side of that being, there are some hints that this has been being planned for quite a while, because they'd always dodge questions about it in the interview. They canceled the press interviews and the press roundtable after E3. Everyone assumed that was because they didn't want to talk about this stuff knowing they'd get a lot of negativity. What if the real reason is, yeah, they knew they'd get a lot of negativity, and any answers they could give would be inaccurate because they knew they'd be reversing their policies? Some crazy
Probably.
people that do not really understand the full scope of this thing are even speculating this was all some giant PR play to act terrible with these decisions and then flip it around showing, well, we listen to consumers and we're the best because a couple months
We
ago
listen to
everyone
your
was like,
wallets, so we'll
because a
provide.
couple months ago everyone was like, well, Sony has patents for this exact same technology, blocking used games and whatnot. And the only reason they didn't implement it was because Microsoft's press conference came after theirs, and they showed all the negative feedback theirs was going to get. Because Microsoft's was initially planned to go like in April, closer to PS4s.
I feel that I can tie all of what we talk about here on TTV together
Can you?
in just a few sentences.
Hmm.
Microsoft is listening to the wallets of the consumers to change something that the consumers want
Oh, here we
by
go.
bringing back I'm reversing DRM. That's what I meant to say.
No, you meant to say bringing back Bionicle. The dream's dead, LJ.
The dream is dead.
Don't say that! They'll come for us! They'll come for us!
Man,
The dream is dead, viewers! No, I'm kidding.
No!
Autopsy
not
won't save
dead!
us now.
It's not dead!
No, it's pretty clear it's not dead after seeing all that stuff on eBay.
Ah, yes. eBay.
My
All right, well.
goodness.
That's Microsoft and their DRM policies. It's good news. It's just not. You'd be surprised at how many people are still haters of theirs. People that don't even mind the Kinect. Like, take that out of the equation. That's still in there. People that don't mind the Kinect are still drastically against them. For good reason. It's the concept of they had these ideas at all, which shows anti-consumer practices. So, just because they caved in to pressure from sales and pre-order numbers doesn't really mean a thing in the long run. Of course, the flip side is that's also true with PS4 because they have the same technology, but I digress. This is not the magic fix-all for their problems. However, it does look like there is actually going to be a competition between the two rather than one just stomping on the other.
Yeah,
And then the Wii
definitely.
U cheering in the background. Next up, we have some interesting bit of news, which is quite sad.
Oh boy, I'm looking at it right now.
Bionicle.com
Oh god, that's
is gone.
Well, this is some old news.
No, we have not actually talked about it on TTV, and the site only got taken offline yesterday.
Oh,
Bionicle.com
okay,
is
got taken
officially
offline
gone.
Boy, if I could speak my mind, I would love to say it. This site is a piece of.
Oh, here we go.
Come
What?
on.
Why do you
go.
not like
That's it.
Bionicle.com?
It's a piece of wonder. And
You can
magic.
join-
It's a piece of wonder.
Wonder
You smell
bread.
that? It's the rioters with their torches.
Yeah. What's your beef with Bionicle.com?
It's so terrible.
No.
Look at
No. You know what's
No!
terrible? You
No!
know what's terrible?
Hey, do you
Ian,
hear
I want
that?
you to go type in a web address for me right now. Can you do that?
The rioters now have pitchforks.
Ian, are you ready?
Yes.
HTTP. No, okay.
They want the
Just
blood
go.
of Ian Warner.
Just go to herofactory.lego.com, and there is a terrible piece of web design. Right there, that site. Bionicle.com is like a
But
masterpiece.
Mayo.
But
Nile
Bionicle, it's
Mayo.
gone. Bionicle's gone now. There's no
I
site
think
for it
you're
anymore.
wrong about that, Mayo.
Well, Vardaran, you need to stop using that accent, you hear?
Nah, I do not hear. I'm tortoise.
I like this accent too, you heard?
So,
I just want to play video games.
no
I hate
copyrighted
Envy for
music.
showing us that.
That's not copyrighted. Are you kidding
I'm
me?
sure it is.
I'm sure it's not.
I'm sure it is.
No one knows what we're talking about.
Yes. Okay.
Those poor
Many people
viewers.
are sad about Bionicle.com's departure, me being one of them, for the pure sentimental value. However, out of the two, the one I cared about most was Bionicle's story, because that
Oh,
still
yeah.
had an active chance of continuing, and that's getting taken offline too, but for the moment it's still up, I believe. They have not yet
think
pulled
so.
the plug on that one.
Aw.
I wonder why.
You're still greeted with the loud auto-playing Bionicle Stars animation. Just like always. Home sweet home.
Yay, a wonderful piece of crap.
New
I love
Bionicle
it.
Stars.
Oh, Ian, you're gonna be angering so many people.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know. That's my life goal.
Is it really?
Oh, Ian.
New
No.
Bionicle Stars. Arch enemies
They're
from a
stars.
distant
They're hit-
past rise to rampage and destroy. Again.
No, you gotta understand, the stars, baby, they're hitting the streets of Broadway. People are gonna love these Bionicles, whatever the hell.
Yeah.
They're gonna love them.
Yeah.
A wrecking machine.
So people are archiving both of the sites completely, like they're literally gonna make it so you can browse them just like the old days. I think one of them's already up.
It's Bionicle story.
Okay. Cool. Well, yeah, there's that. And then another interesting thing that's also related to Lego. The Lego Movie. A trailer has been released for this thing. And Ian, have you seen this?
No, I haven't.
Well, you need to. I will provide
I
you
heard
a link.
about it, but yeah.
Here is a link. You gotta see this while we're talking about it. You just have to watch it. It's interesting. This trailer was quite odd, but I also quite enjoyed it. At first I was thrown off by the animation style, but it's growing on me. They're trying to emulate stop motion,
I'll
brick
be
films.
right back in 2
Gotcha.
minutes.
Gotcha. So, what did you guys think of this trailer?
I thought
loved
it
it.
was pretty neat. Yeah.
I'm excited for that movie. It looks really good.
Yeah.
Agreed.
What did you think about Batman being in it?
He only works in black
And sometimes
and sometimes dark gray.
Superman's gonna be in it too, I believe. but I could be wrong.
What is it with all these DC characters?
He is. They showed him, didn't they? In the trailer.
Possibly. Oh yeah, you're right. I think they did. Yup.
Yeah, and Wonder Woman.
Well, I don't know. They're having it with DC because I guess I don't know why. I guess it wouldn't be as big of a draw if they had like Iron Man in it or whatnot. I don't know.
Nah, I'm pretty sure it would. I guess
They've given
DC
DC a lot of
just paid them,
preferential
maybe?
treatment. They've got in Lego form at least, because remember they had the old Batman lines, which were iconic, and
I think one comment summed it up very well. In like it was highly rated. This is the closest thing we'll get to a what's the league called? I keep
Justice League.
Yeah, a Justice League movie.
well, I guess if you want to
Because-
look at it like that.
But yeah, I butchered that.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you did.
Now, we've talked about this movie on TTV before, however, back then it was rumored to be called Lego The Piece of Resistance. But I guess they went for a simpler title. And basically what it's going to be about
The Lego.
is some...
I prefer the Lego movie as a
I
title.
do, too. What it's going to be about, they're going to have this average Joe who has no creativity discover that he is actually, I don't know, a descendant or part of some secret group of, like, they call themselves master builders, and it's a pun on like the Lego master builders. That's what they're trying to come across in real life. And these people are like super creative, and they're tasked with saving the world from some evil villain. And he must learn to build
Mega
outside.
blocks!
He must he must learn to build outside the confines of the instruction manual to save the world, or something
my
like that.
God.
Ian, what'd you think?
This movie is so great.
Yep.
I'm gonna love this. The best
Batman.
thing about it, it's made by the guys who did Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Yup.
And that was
Never saw that movie.
That was
I never saw it either.
amazing,
Wait, what
amazing
movie?
Underdog.
Oh.
Yes, it's an underdog movie, but damn, is it funny! It's really funny. It's kind of like a cartoon-style Zucker humor, if I had to say. It's very good. It's random. It's edgy, and very, in some senses, hidden raunchy. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it
Kind of
does
does.
a lot of jokes that are in the background and somewhat hidden.
Yeah.
It's so good. And this movie looks amazing. Good
TTV coverage when it comes out.
Lord. Oh my god.
Wait, is it gonna be in theaters or is it gonna be direct to
Oh, this has got to be in
DVD.
theaters.
I'm pretty sure it's theaters.
Wow.
It looks like a theater
Yes, it
movie.
is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's
I'm down
theaters.
for that. Bring it on. They should have had a Hero Factory and Bionicle cameo.
I
Well, they
hope
did have
do.
a.
That would be great.
They had.
That'd be great if they do.
Yeah, they included the 2002 NBA All-Star minifigs, so why not some Bionicle?
They should
Yeah, I
have
mean-
like they should have showed like Furno 1.0 and Tahumata like punching each other and just called them robots or something, and that would have been a cameo.
See, that just goes back to something I wanted to do, like regarding Deanda, like the first Bionicle artist. I wanted him to do a drawing of Furno 1.0 and Tahumata shaking hands, just to spite
Yeah.
No.
everyone.
That would have
No,
been great.
I want a drawing of them fighting to the death.
No,
Tahu
shaking
winning, 'cause
hands.
Tahu's cool.
To the
No,
death.
shaking hands.
Fighting to the death!
Actually, no. They would like have Tahumata roll with me here. Tahumata and
Like
Furno
Kirk and
1.0
Spock.
back to back with their swords drawn, or Furno's quote unquote sword weapon would be more like, maybe give him his XL sword just for
Doing
hilarious
badass
over
poses.
proportion. And then what they do is
Oh, Ian.
they've got a bunch of people surrounding them. And we've got like a Galador figure, we've got an Exoforce robot, we've got a Chima Construction figure, we got a Throwbot, a Robo Rider.
You know what?
And it's
I'm
like,
gonna attempt
They're
this.
they're all
myself.
attacking them, and HF and Bionicle have to unite to fend
Oh.
off the villainy and other Lego themes.
I'll attempt this myself.
That's stupid. Fighting to the death.
And then I'll
That's
do
about an
fighting to
arm
the death.
wrestling contest. Combine the two.
I already did that with Master Chief and Commander Shepard.
It's like Furno
Yeah,
dueling the Throwbot, and then Tahu
Forget it.
cutting
I want them all to pose like Charlie's Angels.
and then Tahu's cutting Laval in half. The construction
Oh,
figure with
Ian.
his sword.
Ian's Angels, consisting of Tahu Mata, Furno,
Man.
and one of the Throwbots.
Nah. Let's only stick with the best.
An Iron Man. The HF,
Oh, yeah, Iron
the
Man, there you
Ultra
go.
Build HF Iron Man.
It'd be great.
It'll be great.
It'd be great.
All right, well,
It'll be great.
does anybody else have anything they want to talk about? Because we've run out of subjects. Anything interesting happened in your lives?
There's one thing I want to talk about.
Okay, shoot.
The outrage at Bionicle.com's demise.
There's been
And
outrage.
it's- you kidding me? The amount of comments I've seen, like on BZ Power, talking about how because of this, Lego isn't commemorating Bionicle or remembering it for bringing them out of a depression, and
I
how
guess.
I see people flipping out about how apparently this is disgraceful to Bionicle, etc., etc.
We're
Well,
not gonna
Wait,
have
the movie?
those.
Or wait, what are we talking about?
Bionicle.com being taken off.
Ah.
There's outrage.
Well, of course there is.
Now, how do you think the fans are gonna react? Like, say,
That is the fans.
That is the fans.
oh, okay,
Well,
he's the embodiment.
Sure.
Yeah.
well,
okay.
let's see. I'll tell you one thing it is. It is basically killing any hope of the serials ever continuing in an official capacity. Because basically,
Or a
here's the deal.
rebirth.
Greg is currently banned on BZ Power because his account was hacked and used to post a message on April Fool's Day. You may remember we covered this. And it was a big deal. It's yet to be unbanned as far as I'm aware. Factoring that out of the equation, because BZP went offline for so many months and then when it came back, everyone just assumed Greg was still busy. A lot of people have forgotten about the law that they passed. Not really law, I don't think. No, they didn't pass a law, but it was some law that got put into place that prevented Lego employees and employees of companies to converse with people under 13 years of age on online message boards. And because of that, since anyone can lie about their age on BZP, Greg was basically barred from even posting on BZP anymore, and he could only talk to certain people. So if, hypothetically, he ever had free time to do it, what he'd have to do is, one, send them through some third party like Erebus or someone from BSO1 and have them post them up. Somebody he can trust that they're old enough to talk to. And then, because it's not on an official Lego channel and Bionicle, Lego's basically not sponsoring the continuation of Bionicle anymore, anything he does would basically be unofficial work. Unless you just want to treat it as official Bionicle story, because it basically is. But when it boils down to it, anything from this point on will basically be just Greg Farshti's fan-on. That's one way to look at it.
That
You know,
is an interesting way to look at it.
I don't normally want to talk about this or broach this subject, but Greg Farshti's alleged hacker,
Yes.
in a very roundabout way, all angles being looked at, killed Bionicle.
How?
Yup.
How?
The biggest offense was killing Bionicle.
I've been saying this for a while now.
How did,
Well,
He basically killed
how did
Bionicle.
he kill Bionicle?
because Greg Farshti's banned.
Well, he certainly put a damper in it ever coming back.
Yeah,
Do you know how much trouble it would be to get Greg Farshti unbanned?
a lot. there's a high possibility they won't want to unban him because his account was hacked in the first place.
You know what it's called? It's called a password change. They've unbanned tons of people that have been hacked. All it would take is Greg emailing them, Black Six unbanning them with the conditions of a password change, and voila. I somehow doubt Greg's even contacted them to unban his account, because the point's moot, because he couldn't post anyway. So even if he did get unbanned, it wouldn't matter. He still can't post. He still can't answer PMs. He'd still only be able to communicate with Erebus and other people through other websites, and probably Skype, phone, etc.
I suppose.
It's like... what's the word I'm looking for? He didn't actually do any harm in the long run, however, it's certainly symbolic, that's what I'm thinking of. It's like the author's ban, and it wasn't even going to continue anyway, so it is a symbolic... It's the symbolic end, that's what I'm trying to say. It's just yet one more nail in the coffin, one more bad thing to chalk up as having happened. What was I going with this tirade? I was saying the big deal is that it's killed any hope of the serials coming back. Oh yeah, I know where I was going. I was going to say, and Lego's basically gone... When they canceled it, they mitigated the outrage by saying, oh, don't worry, it's continuing. And then they proceeded to... There have been rumblings for a long time that Lego was trying to stifle Greg Farshty continuing writing it anyway by saying, we don't want you to devote your time to something that does not really benefit us in any way. The site already gets minimal traffic. We'd rather you focus on Chima and Ninjago and Hero Factory, and that's very valid. That's not like evil thinking or whatnot. However, it is going behind.
That's probably evil thinking to a lot of people.
To fans of the series, that's a slap to the face. From a business standpoint, it's solid because those serials take a while to write. For a minute audience that sometimes likes them and sometimes spends months criticizing them on online forums about how they're sexist or whatnot.
Yeah, I was about to say, a cough, certain toe of psionics.
Yeah. BZP, I would never want to write stories for BZP in my free time. That is
Why
like...
do you think me and LJ stopped?
Yeah.
That community is awful to get feedback on your work from on a grand scale like Bionicle or on a small scale like the comics forum. It's just Anyway, now that I've slandered an entire forum, let's wrap this up and call it a short episode. We thank you all for listening to TTV episode number 70. We're at 70 episodes. This actually amazes me. This is not like some commemorative number we should, be too happy about. It's not like 50 or 100. However, 70, I cannot believe we've achieved that much.
One.
No, it's not.
This is like 35
We've had like
minutes.
20-minute episodes before you came
What?
on. Yes.
No way.
Yeah, we've had like 15-minute episodes before too.
Yeah, when there's nothing to talk about and we can't scrounge up anything. This is what we do. We either come up with random stuff to talk about to artificially extend the length of it, or we just pull the most boring stuff we can find from BZP and talk about it in one sentence form.
Hot topics, anyone?
Yeah, Hot Topics. Well, no, Hot Topics was a decent amount of discussion.
Okay, I got something that can extend us by 30 minutes. Game of Thrones.
We're
Who's
done
with
here.
me?
Thank you for listening,
Dude.
everyone.
Come on, Game of Thrones, baby.
I don't even want to talk about Game of Thrones after the Red Wedding.
Oh, come
Are you kidding
on!
me?
It was great.
That made me so sad. My day was just ruined.
Exactly.
after that.
That's how
So-
great it was. It was so good. Come on. Who's with me
Oh
here?
my God, yeah, I guess I'm with you, but still.
Come on, seriously. I gotta talk about this
Not-
with someone.
We'll talk about it after the fact. Just let's end it.
No.
Thank you for listening.
Messa!
Thank you for listening.
Mezzo.
And-
Stop being a punk.
Be sure to read it, subscribe it, like it, trend
Don't
it,
subscribe if you
comment
don't want to
it,
hear.
follow it,
Fave it,
fave
click
it, click it, send
tweet
it.
Can we hurry up and end this? Because I
Yes,
gotta use
okay.
the bathroom.
Okay. Thanks for listening. I'm Messina.
Click.
I'm Barter.
I'm LJ.
I gotta use the bathroom.
I'm Ian.
And this is TTV episode 70, and we will all see you next time.
Oh, crap,
Everybody end the recording. End it.
Everyone in the recording!
I'm Jessica Simpson. Yeah!